Hello, Angela Meiritz-Reid here, Stampin Up demonstrator based in Christchurch, New Zealand. Today I'm sharing with you how I created these pretty hand-stamped cards using the new Enjoy the Moment stamp set. This isn't quite out yet. January it will be out. But as a demonstrator we get to have products early, so I've made the most of it and created these two cards. So I'll show you how I did that. So I've started with the base, which is a crumb cake base, and it is 21 centimetres, which is 8 1/4 inches by 14.9 centimetres, which is about 5 7/8 inches. I'm just folding that in half and finish along the edge. And then next I've got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and this is 9 centimetres or 3 9/16 by 13.4 centimetres, which is 5 1/4. And then next I've got my bit of Whisper White, which is even smaller, and it's about 2 millimetres smaller, or 1 1/16 smaller. So we'll start with the piece of Whisper White, and we're going to stamp the images. So I've done it in two colorways, but I'm going to recreate this one today. So as I've already got these, it does make it a little bit easier to recreate. Sometimes when you're trying to decide where to put images, it's a little hard, bit of trial and error. So I'll start with my Night of Navy ink pad and this seed pod, and just stamp that. Actually, I might just get a rough bit of paper just to pop behind there, because I wasn't going to get it on my, it's just been laminated, so make it a bit easier. Clean off, not to have to clean off, I should say. And a couple down here, and that's about it. And then the little seeds that are here, actually I might use those last because they're quite handy just as a filler if there are any gaps. So this seed pod here is in Coastal Cabana, and it's a little bit different to how I did it before, but it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I tap so many times. You really don't need to. It's just a habit I've got into. One sort of through in here. Down here. And then lastly, move those out of the way, I've got the Pool Party ink pad, and these, I'm not sure what they are. They look cute though, fluffy. Pop that in there, and throw in the middle here, up here. I think that's about all the ones I did on that one. And then bring back in the Night of Navy and the little seeds, and just pop those in. I'll just pop one in. I think that's okay. I did have one in there, but I think that's going to look a bit too crowded, so less is more sometimes. So then next I'm going to run that through the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, just to create that lovely texture. Not sure if you can see, oh yes, you can see that on there. So I'll just take that over to my machine and do that. Won't be a moment. There, that's done. It's a beautiful folder. It's my new favourite. I use that more. I always used to use the subtle one, but now I use this one. So next I'm going to adhere that onto my Night of Navy panel. So just, you can use whatever adhesive you like, but I like the glue. And then, once I've done that, I want to put the little nicks in here. Now there are a few different ways of doing that, and it's definitely worth measuring it and marking it. I have been known to make those a little bit crooked, and just use anything that's straightish. Pop that in there. So a couple of options, either if you've got one of these old tools, the punch, or even if you've got a daisy punch or anything with a wee circular. I think that will, just a tiny wee nick in there. See that? Oops. And then just want to make sure you don't get any of the other cardstock in. Like that. And then just grab some of the linen thread I've used here, and I've used about 25 25 inches of this. It's amazing how quickly it, because I've wound it through round twice, so just round and round, and then off. Tie a knot in there so that it won't, it's easier to tie the bow then. Take that around. Could just wrap the twine around and then add the bow later. Practice makes perfect, the bow tying, and then just trim those ends off a little bit. Right, so that's done. The next thing we're going to do is stamp the seed heads. So I have done those, one in Pool Party and one in Night of Navy. So you just need a scrap bit of paper, and if you want to cheat a little bit, just stamp it in the lighter colour first. You don't have to, just a light stamp off, and then stamp it again, dark colour. Oh, I didn't make a very good job of that, but I'll try that again. Sort of off to the side, about that's better. Right, and these are pretty easy to fussy cut. Not too many intricate bits to get around. I don't mind fussy cutting. Sometimes I'll pre-stamp some images, and while I'm watching TV just fussy cut if I'm not knitting, which my children told me was boring. So I guess they're not going to be knitters. So that's one, and I already have one. So I won't make you watch me cut out two. Right, so next we're going to do the sentiment. So that is the little happy birthday out of that set, and I love that font. I'm always love great fonts, and I think that's quite a jaunty little font. So just prep my black cardstock, and quite often when I'm doing something like this, I will do 2 or 3 of these at a time and just keep them in a little dish. I won't now, but keep them in a little dish by my desk, so it saves a lot of time later on. And then just, see, I won't matter too much because I'm just going to set that and punch it out. So I do have a little paintbrush that I use if I need to, just to get any of the excess away. And I'll just quickly heat set that. Then I've got my classic label punch, which is another one of those I think must have items in your arsenal of stamping products. And then just trim that off. Right, so next going to assemble the card. So what did I start with? Just put some dimensionals on the back of that. I like to have quite a few because I don't like them. I don't like my cards sagging. And I'll grab my card base over here. And oops, the dark ones are quite good to use, especially on something you're not going to see them, because you can see where you take the backs off the dimensional. Right, so just line that up, eyeball that, and then with the seed pods, I've actually just, these I just put a couple, see, just at the top there, just enough to give it a bit of a lift, and pop the navy one at the back, pop that there. I wanted to give it a bit of a height, and then what I did with these ones, when I pop this one, I just sort of tucked it over the end of that one, put that in there. And then happy birthday, I've done the same thing. I've just put some, so what I did with that, that's right, I finally cut a strip off here, because what I want to do, so I put a piece across the top there, trim that down, and then piece there, then take the back off that piece, then that I'm going to put the linen thread so that sits either side of it, just tuck it over that. There we have that, and then I've added on this one the silver metallic pearls, and on this one I've put the gold ones, so I'll just put those in the kit. And choose some sort of gaps to pop those in. One there. So I do like to do the triangle. Oopsie. There. And maybe I might even just go up into that wee gap. Tuck it in there. And there we have it, another one. So it was pretty quick and easy, but I think it looks really effective. I love these seed pods, and you don't really need to stick to traditional colours because they look good in any colourway. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.